My next guest is a dazzling force, a performer who fuses vintage glamour with bold, boundary-pushing art, from smoky cabaret stages to spotlight-drenched spectaculars. They have raw emotion, razor wit, and otherworldly elegance. Known for an electrifying alter ego and fearless self-expression, this artist is redefining what it means to own the stage. Welcome to Showtime, Iva Rosebud.
Hello, what an introduction. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for joining me. I'd love to start by asking you, who is Lachlan and who is Iva?
Lockie is a landscaper by day, and Iva is a drag queen by night. So, tradie by day, drag queen by night.
Do you remember the moment that Iva was born?
I do. It was in the club scene in Melbourne. I was watching some incredible performance art. I just remember thinking, I want to do that. I need to do that. I had a friend who was also performing in the same venue, and I messaged them. They got me in. I started experimenting with pieces of art, and that's where Iva was born. Iva was born out of this. I remember I was like, I need a name that's connected to Lockie with the landscaping and the gardening, and I need a name that's elegant, like Ava Gardiner or Ava Gardenia. And then a friend recommended Rosebud, and I didn't quite know what it meant at the time because I was very naive. But here we are.
What is it that drew you into cabaret, to drag, to performing?
I come from a music theatre background. I trained in music theatre at the VCA. It was this place, it was like home. It was a place to be wholly who I am, entirely who I am, where there's no boundaries, no boxes that I have to fill or tick. And I could just present work that I create myself and others whom I adore, and it was just a place that I call home, and Iva fits in the cabaret world.
Where do you draw the line between Lockie and Iva, or do you draw a line?
I don't think I necessarily draw a line. It's kind of like an extension of Lockie, although very different, because I like to keep Lockie a little separate and a little bit private. But here we are today. I don't think there's a line. I think it's just an extension of myself and where one could go.
I feel that there's a bit of old school Hollywood channeled through Iva. Are there performers in particular who are always front of mind?
This takes me back because with my nan, when I was growing up with my nan, she used to live with us. DVD was always Hello Dolly at hand. And every Friday night I would, she lived in a granny flat in our house. So I would always go to her house every Friday night and we'd watch a different old Hollywood movie like Singing in the Rain, Hello Dolly, what else? You know the list. So there's definitely lots of people that form the mix of Iva. I always think Barbara Streisand in Hello Dolly, Elaine Stritch is definitely at hand with a martini, of course. Phyllis Diller, definitely that old Hollywood glam, that old style. Yeah.
Tell me, do you see your work as political at all?
I do in a gentle sense, if I may. It's never the end goal, but it's always at hand, if that makes sense. I always want it to be, especially about gender and Iva being quite androgynous. I always want the expression to be gentle and beautiful and just a subtle message that let the viewer take what they may, but it's there. It's under the surface.
Do you think you've ever sparked controversy?
Definitely have. At Adelaide Fringe recently, I did a new act, which I'm not going to say what it was. That's when I was like, oh, I think I've crossed the line, or I've like, oh. But it was definitely an alternative act, and I was like, maybe they weren't ready for that, or it needs tweaking. An act is never finished. An act always needs work. But that's also part of the process too. What is the line? I think that confronted me as well. I was like, oh, have I crossed the line? Is that my job? Am I supposed to cross that boundary to make the audience ask? That's art, darling. That's art. That's what we're here for.
And how did you react to that? Did you change the performance, or did you lean into that to change minds?
I fully freaked out. My internal monologue was like, oh my God, they hate me. And I ran upstairs to the dressing room and I texted my partner and I was like, oh my God, that was terrible. They hate me. Why would I do that? I can't believe you let me do that. Da, 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 da. And my partner essentially said, Ganzarada, Skank Sinatra, fabulous performer. They just said, no, it was great. You did what you had to do, but could be funnier. I was like, thank you.
Nothing like a partner to keep you grounded.
Always. Or you always need someone there to just tell the truth.
How has Iva evolved over the years?
Oh God. She started in the club scene with a mere dressing room and a wig. A dressing robe and a wig that I styled myself, a strip of PVC tape. And she's kind of evolved into what we were talking about earlier, into Hollywood glam, the fantasy that the people that I aspire to, these inspirations. But she's still got that element of the PVC tape. She's always there underneath the, I'm a country gal at heart, so born and raised. So the country gal's always there, but the Hollywood glam is just on the surface, Not for very long, though.
But isn't that the whole point of Hollywood glam? It's always just on the surface.
There's always a bogan underneath a Hollywood glam, darling. Always.
So you're performing as part of Bernie Dieter's Club Kabarett at the moment.
Sure am.
Tell us about it.
Bernie, for one, is incredible. I adore her. I love her. And what she can portray with her voice, but also the messages, as we were talking about, is just so beautiful. But Club Kabarett is a place that I call home. It's a place that everyone of every form, expression, gender, be what they will, where they're from. It's a safe space, and I adore it, where people can be who they are, portray messages or portray art or portray... It's a beautiful place. There's circus, there's variety, there's drag, there's live music, there's nudity. I don't know where that comes from. There's everything. It's just incredible.
How would you describe the energy, both on and off stage?
Titillating. Is that the right word?
On or off
Both,
stage?
all of them. I'm like, my whole body is like, ah! It's just incredible. We're seeing like other artists at their true form, and then the exchange, especially between Bernie and the audience. She really, especially in the beginning, she really gets everyone ready to go for the experience. With Iva too, like, it's so important, that exchange between the audience and the performer and the act. Everyone's there for the whole journey. It's just incredible. Like, it's so present. So everyone is in the moment together. What
do you think makes Club Kabarett such a safe space for self-expression for both performers and audiences?
There's those flags, and we're reclaiming these words, especially me. Like, I'm such a weirdo. I'm such a freak. Like, I love it. And it's like, we hand out these flags, and sometimes you can see, there's obviously the permission with the exchange with the audience when we give out these flags. And it's like, do you want this flag? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be tonight? What's your fantasy? And people they're just like, I'm a freak, I'm a weirdo, I want to be like, this is like, let's just be all in this place together. Let's just do this and just experience what's about to happen together. I think we give out these flags, and then Bernie also says in the beginning of the show, she says, be whoever you want to be, let your freak flags fly, It's actually truly, it's a special experience where people get to just be who they are and fully permissed to do that. Like, yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a truly special experience, which I'm sure that you'll get to experience soon.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. What I'd love to know is how the audience energy affects the show each night. The show
will always run. The show will always be beautiful as it is, but it just really hypes it up, and that rave from the audience, the applause or the energy exchange, where everyone's like, oh my gosh, are they about to do that? Are they going to do it? Oh my God, they're doing it! Like, and in the current moment as well, like, it doesn't ride on it, but it definitely helps when the energy is there and everyone's expressing, if that makes sense. Because Bernie also does that in the beginning. She's like, I just want to make sure you're well lubricated. And she gets the applause going just from the fingers, and then the hands, and then the feet, and then the mouths, all at the same time, darling. And just that place, that permission where everyone is all like making noise, or like all 500 of them all going, wah! It gets the energy going, and it's You can't describe it. It's delicious.
And what's Iva Rosebud's energy within Club Kabarett?
She's a clown. She's a freak. She just comes in. She's this character, darling. She slithers through the side. She maybe trips over on her 8-inch heels on the cobblestones, but hey, you can't blame them on the cobblestone. With her like little fake cigarette on the side, she just slithers through. Oh my god, I can't speak today. She's there for the ride. She's Phyllis Diller trying to be punk.
If you had to describe Club Kabarett in 3 words, what would they be?
Delicious, delectable, debaucherous, DDD. Bernie Dieter, darling.
I'm chatting with Iva Rosebud about Bernie Dieter's Club Kabarett. It's on from the 10th of April till the 11th of May at Meat Market in North Melbourne. For more info and tickets, visit eventbrite.com.au. Thank you so much for the chat and all the very best for the run.
Thank you so much, Andrew. It's been a pleasure. Can't wait to see you there.